Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer with my man Brad Gilmore here. As always, man, we're ready to do our thing, and we always do it right here on ESPN 975, doing it like we only can do here in the H, baby. But Brad, I know you coming off a hectic weekend. You've been, jet setting, flying all over the country, whatnot, writing books and doing a lot of postings, I must say. For myself, I was busy this weekend as well with Reality of Wrestling. Of course, I want to thank Tracy over there at PDC for taking care of me with that link to that Isak Pitbull Cruz versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight that went on this weekend. We got to talk about that, as well as Jose Aldo's turning back the clock as he went over Rob Font. I'm talking wrestling now. He went over Rob. But also this Friday coming up, guys, got a big toy drive at the George R. Brown Convention Center, Exhibit Hall A. Just bring a toy, guys, and get in free. It's to be the first night of Christmas Chaos. Christmas Chaos second night is going to be the following night, of course, at Booker T World Gym Arena down there in Texas City, 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. And I'm going to tell you guys, it will be a tables match. It will be a ladders match. It will be a no disqualification match. It will be a falls count anywhere match. Trust me, Christmas Chaos will be chaotic. And so, guys, looking forward to what's going on and what's been going on. I don't even know where to start. We definitely got to touch on the we only got an hour today, guys. We definitely got to touch on the Jeff Hardy situation as well. I would be remiss if I didn't do my journalism duties. So definitely, man. Where should we start, man? I tell you what, I'll let you know where we're gonna start. Let's just get Tank Davis and Isak Pitbull Cruz.
Love it.
Now I'm gonna tell you, Isak Pitbull Cruz, the guy, he's not touted or anything like that. Just regular layman, even though I'm an avid boxing fan, I didn't know a whole lot about Isak Pitbull Cruz. But I'm going to tell you, man, this dude, he came to fight. And what a fight it was. 12 rounds of dynamite between both combatants. And I must say, Tank Davis threw everything but the kitchen sink at this kid. I think Tank might have broke his hand in the 6th round because, man, he was just throwing everything, and everything was hard. That uppercut, he was just trying to get Isak out of there. But I tell you, Isak landed some big shots, body shots, head shots. He never wavered. Was it a close fight? Yes, it was a close fight. But like Tank Davis was asked after the fight, do this fight deserve a rematch? Hell no. On to the next. But what a great fight. I don't know if you saw any of the highlights, but what did you think?
No, I saw a lot of the highlights, and I saw that clip that you were talking about too, which is, you know what? I know that they put a lot of money behind Tank Davis as being the next star in boxing. That's how he's promoted. That's how Mayweather has, kind of set him up and placed him. And you know what? He's going out there and delivering. As far as I'm concerned, he looks like he could be the next big pay-per-view draw. And going out there against Isak, not Isaac, but Isak, on this weekend, I was very impressed. Yeah, I was impressed, but I understand also why he wouldn't want to fight him again.
Hey, bro, you look at when you're the champion and you go out there and you win the fight. It's almost like just say, for instance, Canelo Alvarez. When he fought Floyd back in the day, it was a good fight, but should he get a rematch after he lost fighting against the champion? I don't think so. I don't think it's a clause in the contract to fight the challenger again. It should never be that way. And we should never look at fighters to have to, put themselves in that situation. I think so. Big ups to Gervonta Tank Davis because he went out there and he did his thing, man. He did his thing. I don't know. Did you get that link? You was busy, wasn't you?
I was out and about. Even if I got a link,
you couldn't look at the fight. So I thank Tracy for you next time. I'll send it to you. But no, man. As well as since we're on fighting, Jose Aldo, Rob Font. I don't know if you saw that, but I did. But I tell you, Jose Aldo, it doesn't seem like Jose Aldo is still in his, lower 30s.
Well, because he's been around forever. I mean,
Seems
he's been fighting since he was what, 19 in the UFC or something like that, 20.
It seems like he's been around, long enough to have, gotten to that point to he should be retired. But he's still a relatively young guy, and he's still chasing that one thing, man, and that's to become UFC champion again. Do you think something like that is ever going to happen again for Jose Aldo? Now, let's just think about this for 1 second before you answer that. Look at the heavyweight picture right now, or the light heavyweight picture.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking about Glover and things like that.
Yeah.
I just had now. I know Jose has kind of bounced back and forth a little bit in the last couple of years from featherweight and bantam. He's fought at bantam as well. I think bantamweight, if he wants to go for a title, might be a bit of a better run for him. Featherweight, there, I don't see Jose Aldo at this stage of the game beating a Alexander Volkanovski. I don't see him beating a Max Bless Holloway. It's not to say that he can't beat those guys. I just don't see it happening. Right. I think that fighting those elites.
That was a trick question. I was just checking what your game was more than
But let me say, I never thought that Glover would go out there and be the world champion.
No, but Glover in a division, in the upper division as far as the heavyweight, light heavyweights go, it could actually happen. But fighting at that lower weight class, man, everything is such at a high rate, high pace. It's really hard for somebody like Jose Aldo to be able to catch up, like you say, with the Volkanovski or Holloway. So I totally agree with you on there. Totally 100% agree with you on that right there. But I tell you,
he was impressive.
But
he looked good.
Well, because Rob Font was a guy that, everybody been talking about him. Everybody been saying, man, this might be the next guy. And then when you see somebody like Jose Aldo go out there and beat someone like that, you say, man, Jose Aldo is still at what I think about all the time is at another level. He's still, almost like Roger Federer. Novak Djokovic, he can beat him, but the rest of you suckers, y'all gonna have a problem. Andy Murray, you might could get me, you know what I mean? But the rest of you suckers, man, y'all in trouble, so that's the way I try to look at athletes. So definitely he's still at a prime position where, just say, for instance, you better not walk up on him.
No. Nor should you.
You just had to throw that back at me.
I'm just looking out for you. That's all I'm doing. I want to make sure you live long and prosper.
That's a damn shame. You had to throw it back at me. You know what I mean? I'm a heavyweight, damn it.
You are. You are.
I got a chance on that and that alone, man. But no, man. Definitely. I know we got to take a break here coming up in a minute. But what you asked, you look like you had something.
Well, I was also going to mention that this is one of the very few fights over the weekend that Dana White wasn't able to attend. Dana White got COVID-19, but apparently already had tested negative already 5 days later. But one of the few fights that he had never been able to attend. And then that's coming off the back of the streak being broken, the pay-per-view streak being broken of Bruce Buffer. And I always say that to mention, it's stuff still out there. So just always be safe. You don't know. You might think that you're untouchable, but you can always get got.
Hey, man, I just, I've been thinking, man, I know I got the vaccine. Charmel got it. And now it just came out for the kids. And I called Charmel. I took Kendrick to basketball practice yesterday. And I said, baby, set him up. You know what I mean? Set Kennedy up. We got to get him done. Just because, I would be in knots, man. I would literally wouldn't know what to do with myself if my daughter or my son got sick with this COVID and was in the hospital on a ventilator, and all I had to do was make sure they got vaccinated. I would be sick. I would literally lose my mind. I saw a story like that on YouTube, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart because that mom said only thing I had to do was get her vaccinated, and she wouldn't be in that hospital on that ventilator. Hey guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a momento.
This is Booker T World Gym Arena in Texas City, the home to the Reality of Wrestling Training Center. It's a 20,000 square foot facility with more than 50 full-time students and wrestlers from around the world. Inside the World Gym Arena sits a 9,000 square foot venue set up for weekly shows.
From on top, 1-2 moonsault!
Where our students showcase their skills in front of a live audience.
What he's done here is awesome. He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
In the back, a full weight room.
6 up!
Complete with state-of-the-art equipment and personal trainers.
There you go. Two more.
A full staff and office personnel.
One more.
Running the day-to-day operation. We have interview sets for TV production, promo classes, quarterly combines. We evaluate progression and team building. Referees, commentators, ring announcers, and live television production. At the World Gym Arena, we don't just teach you how to become a professional wrestler, but an elite sports entertainer. This is Reality of Wrestling. This is Booker T World Gym Arena in Texas City, the home to the Reality of Wrestling Training Center. It's a 20,000 square foot facility.
Can you dig it, you sucker? Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We've gotten past our combat sports from that perspective, but we definitely got to talk what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Got to talk about that, especially with Friday night coming up at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Guys, if you're anywhere in the Houston surrounding area, Friday night, 7 p.m. 7 o'clock bell time, and that's shotgun, guys. That means we are going to be getting started at 7 o'clock. It's a free show. All you got to do is just bring a toy and come in and check out the festivities. The ladies will be in action. Gino, what's his Intocable? What is that?
El Intocable. Yeah.
He's definitely going to be highlighting this show as well, guys. So come out and have some fun. It's going to be an awesome night of professional wrestling.
Night 1 of 2 of Christmas Chaos, of course. This is from the George R. Brown Convention Center in downtown Houston, Texas, by Discovery Green, by Toyota Center. If in case you've never been to the George R. Brown, it's right in that vicinity. Easy to park. All you got to do is bring a toy, and you can get into the show for free.
And meet the 5-time champ.
You can be met. They can meet you.
I'll be, definitely shaking hands, kissing babies. I have my mask on when signing autographs, whatnot. But it's going to be an awesome night. Just come out and have some fun, and let's make a kid happy on that morning, man. December 25th, at that morning, that every kid should wake up with a smile on their face because they got something, so we're going to try to make that happen. And the thing is, we need you guys to make that happen, more importantly.
Yeah. What do you remember something specific that you got for Christmas that brings back a fond memory?
The one thing I think I remember the most that I got, and I didn't get much, but my sister Billie Jean, she used to always take me to the fair on my birthday all the time. But for Christmas one time, I remember she got me almost like a moped, had a motor on it, you know, and everything, you know what I mean? And I was illegal riding on it and everything. I think I probably needed a license to ride.
Probably.
No, I'm serious. And it was so cool, man. I rode that thing like into the ground, man. But I think that was the coolest gift that I ever got. But one time I remember getting before, you know, the hoverboard or anything like that. I remember, you know, my sister's boyfriend, his name was C.J. Jones. He got me this, it was like a skateboard with a motor on it, with literally with handlebars and everything. I could figure, you know what I mean? So I think those were the two coolest gifts. And I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood, so they got tore up real quick. But I do remember, man. But that was the coolest moments for me. But it ain't gonna be nobody ain't gonna get no moped or nothing like that. But they're gonna get something cool this year. Hopefully, we can make it happen.
Yeah, I know. So that goes down again on this Friday is the toy drive. Saturday, night 2 of Reality Wrestling's Christmas Chaos. Information on realitywrestling.com. Hey, Book, though, you're talking about the world of wrestling. You mentioned Jeff Hardy. There's also some wrestling journalism things going on. Where do you want to start in the world of pro wrestling?
Let's start with Jeff Hardy, man, because Jeff Hardy's a friend of mine, and for me to just not even talk about that for a second, like I said, I really wouldn't be doing my job. Like I say, me personally, as far as what's going on with Matt, I saw the videos footage just like everybody else in America who clicked on it and watched it, and one can determine what happened there or what was going on there. And the thing is, how many times have I'm not going to sugarcoat this or anything like some people might want to think, but how many times have I told you, man, the road is a monster, being out there doing this on a 24/7 basis. And that guy's been doing it for a long time, as well as we've known about his problems, publicly. Everybody know that Jeff Hardy have dealt with, addiction throughout the years. And I just say this, if he is in a certain situation, my wish is to slow him down, figure out what's going on with him, and get him some help. And people can say or think whatever they want, but I say that because of, I've never been in a situation like that or anything like that as far as with addiction or anything like that. But I do remember my neck being in a certain way, and WWE telling me, bro, you should slow down, or you could get surgery and go on. But if you could still have a productive life if you don't have surgery and just slow down. It's a choice. That's the thing right there that I hope happens for Jeff Hardy more than anything. Somebody intervene and say, hey, man, it's got to be one or the other. We got to do this or we can't do that. It's that simple. And I just think that's to help him, I think, more than anything. I think that would help Jeff Hardy more than it would hurt him.
Yeah, for those of you who may be listening and not sure exactly what happened, they were at a live event over the weekend. I don't remember where. Was it Corpus Christi? It was somewhere.
It was in Texas. I know it was in Texas.
But wherever it was, Jeff was a part of a 6-man tag match and kind of in the middle. Well, he looked a little sluggish through the match, and then he
looked sluggish before the match.
And then during the course of the contest, he just kind of jumped the guardrail and left through the fans. And I saw security, in some of the videos, I saw security going after him, trying to make sure he got out of there safely. His brother Matt commented on it and said that he's talked to Jeff, and Jeff's okay. He's at home dealing with whatever it is. Now, look, when you hear Jeff Hardy and you see something like this, the first thing you do think about is the demons of the past coming back to light. One would hope not, right? That's what I hope isn't the truth. Now, you can look at it, and that's a very easy thing to assume. None of us really know what's going on at this point. It seems, like a plausible scenario that could be what it is, though. Yeah. And Jeff has been wrestling for WWE and other companies since he was 16 years of age. I know he's got to be in his mid 40s by now. And, you know, like you said before, that life on the road stuff, nagging injuries get there, late nights, long car rides. Sometimes you slip back into old habits.
Or not just that, stress, depression.
Stress, depression. Absolutely.
So much goes on, that's why I tell you, that's why I think when I hear people talk about it, but when I look at it a whole lot different than when a lot of these people look at, guys like Jeff in this situation that's going on right now. I guess because I've lived it and I've seen it, not just with Jeff, but so many other guys, and the thing is, the drugs, like I say, sometimes are a problem, but depression and mental illness, sometimes those are things that you really don't see. You can't tell just because you're looking at someone, they look normal, they look happy, they're smiling on the outside, and next thing you know, boom, something happens. I've seen that so many times in this business, so I just say there again, I just hope somebody recognize the signs and intervene and do something about it. And hopefully it'll help Jeff more than anything. I think that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's just rough. It's just rough to see because Jeff Hardy, Hall of Fame career by anybody's standards. And he's one of those guys that no matter how long he's gone, no matter what he's doing on the show, no matter the situations of the day, the fans always love Jeff Hardy.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, definitely.
They were always there for him, no matter what. He always gets a massive reaction. The crowd is always into his match, and he does always a great job when he's out there. Always puts out his full effort. So, again, I just hope that he's okay at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there's more to life than wrestling. And if this industry that I know that he loves is having a negative impact on his well-being, whether that be mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally, you have to also start at this juncture, think, what's next? What's after this?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's easy to get caught up, man. I'm gonna tell you, bro. It's easy to get caught up, and sometimes, no matter where you at, man, the ring is your safe haven. That's the place you want to be more than anywhere. You want to be in the ring, and sometimes you just shouldn't be in the ring. It's just bottom line. It's just fact. And there again, man, Jeff's a friend of mine. Jeff and I, we've had matches together many times. Jeff and I, we was never guys or anything like that. That we didn't ride together or anything like that. But I always had, Jeff. Every time I go to TV, boom, we're right next to each other. We always dressing in the same locker room, TV locker room, veterans locker room, and we always have good conversation. It's always a lot of respect. So I just want to see him, more importantly, in a good place, because the business I always talk about, I always talk, and we might have to write a story about this. You might have to, put your pen to paper. And we kind of do it a little bit with Dark Side of the Ring, and I know we got to take a break. But I always talk about the fans. Fans always have, when I go to Comic-Con, they have nothing but great stories. But you can back that up with so many tragic wrestlers' stories. You know what I mean? That's a story, and that's a book in itself right there. For every fan, there's a wrestler who's seen it from the other side.
Yeah.
Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
America!
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Fake news has been the topic as of late. You know, my thing is, man, I just want to clear the record with just about a lot of things that goes on and a lot of things that are said on social media. I was reading a story today, and it said Booker T reacts to Big E's comments. So I clicked on it, and I started reading, and it did. It started out with a quote that had nothing to do with Big E's comment. First of all, almost to the point to where it was burying Big E. And I just want to say, Big E's my guy. I don't know if you guys were watching Monday Night Raw last night, but Big E seemed to channel his inner Booker T. Sucker. You know what I mean? That threw me off. I almost fell off the sofa.
I saw that.
And I was like, whoa, all right, young blood, do your thing. That's what I say when I see something like that. But when I see a story like that, almost taking my words out of context just to, I don't know if it's to make me look bad or if it's to make Big E feel a certain way. But I say, normally when someone writes something like that and attribute it to me, it's really the way they feel, but they have to put it off on somebody. So let's throw it off on Booker T and kind of make it seem like normally that's the way it is. Normally when people write something, they say, what's that quote? Say it, forget it, write it, regret it. That's true. That's true. And so when I see stuff like that, this quote came from Wrestling Inc. And I just want to say there again, from now on going forward, when I see quotes like this, I'm going to put that article up on my Twitter page, and I'm going to put a quote underneath. And I'm going to, blast it as fake news. Going forward, I think that's the only way I can handle something like that, because I just want people to know. I want AEW to do the best they possibly can do. All right. I want Impact to do the best they possibly can do. MLW, damn it, I definitely want the company that I work for to do well. Now, people see me say a lot of things, and they say, well, why don't he blast WWE? I work for WWE. I would be stupid to come out and just berate WWE on everything that they do. That's not my job, first and foremost. But I am not the one to come on here and say Big E needs to perhaps maybe need to change something to get to that next level. If I can give one of these young guys some constructive criticism, if I could say Sami Zayn need to do this, you know what I mean, to get a little. I think I'm going to work from that perspective. I'm going to always work for these young guys, and I just want people to know I got guys that work in AEW. I got guys that work in MLW. I got guys that have worked in them. I got guys in WWE, and I hopefully over the years I can get so many more of my young talent guys and girls to that next level, wherever it may be. But I refuse to let anybody try to tarnish my name as far as what I think about the young talent and the young generation that's coming up. It's their generation. However they leave it, it's going to be on them. And I'm not going to judge the way they leave it. But if I just say, for instance, make a comment about, just say, for instance, I read about something, it said Booker T. Now, everybody praised the CM Punk MJF interview, but Booker T can't praise it. Why would I praise it? I'm not here to praise it. Was it okay? Was it good? Okay, yeah, it was good. Did MJF do a great job? Yeah. Could CM Punk have done better? I think so. But my thing is, that's just my opinion. Everyone has an opinion, and it's not a knock or a jug or a jab at those guys or anything like that. But I just want to clear the record, clear the air as far as how Booker T think about young guys in this business, young girls in this business trying to make it to the next level. If I can help them, damn it, I'm going to do it. There it is.
Yeah, I You covered a lot there. I guess we'll start with the Wrestling Inc. thing is just an example, though, of I don't think that one needs to have to call out a media outlet of any kind in order for the accuracy of the story to be reported, right?
Yeah.
That should be the go-to. That should be what you do off rip, off top, is report it exactly as it was said in the context in which it was said. When you start to flirt with these things like, oh, I'm just going to put this little post here and then I'm going to put that quote there. I'm going to put it with this headline. That might be good for your site. Is that good for your reputation? And whose reputation are you harming by misleading people who are not going to look into it themselves? Because I noticed at the bottom of that article, there's the video of the comments, right? I guarantee you very few people looked at that video. A lot of people looked at the article and the statements that were made and drew their own conclusions from it. That is irresponsible, I think, from a journalistic perspective. When we come on and cover this show, even though you or I don't have degrees in journalism, I've never claimed to be, Walter Cronkite or David Muir, to use a more recent example. We do try to present them the facts, that is, as they are. 90% of the time, like what you just said, it's an opinion. We're stating our opinion on wrestling. We're talking like we would actually talk to each other on the phone. Hey, Book, do you see that CM Punk segment? I thought MJF kind of killed him on that. What do you think? Yeah, I think he kind of killed him on that too. And that's all the conversation is. Well, if the conversation is about Big E, it's about Big E, but it's nothing to bring him down or anything like that. It's nothing to bring any wrestler down. It's just a lot of times, hey, what do you think about this specific thing? This is what I think about it specifically, not overall.
I can really understand if I went on and said, man, it sucked. This guy did this. You know what I mean? Man, he shouldn't be in the business. Man, this guy, if I can understand, but I can't remember one time that I came on and was inflammatory about somebody from a personal perspective. I've never did that. I've never, it's just like, okay, especially when I'm talking about someone of color. That's when I get it a lot. Just like, say, for instance, when I said something about Naomi. And Naomi, there again, if I could help Naomi, all she got to do is pick the phone up and give me a call. I got a school here, and trust me, if I could help her, and I think if anybody could help her, I would be one of the people. I'm gonna say, pick up the phone and give me a call. But my thing is, if I do say something about a person like that, it's going to be from a constructive criticism perspective. But when you see the writing, it's always me. I've even had black hate, almost like I'm not black. You know what I mean?
Right. I've seen it.
Like, why would I? But Booker T always hating on the black wrestlers. And you know what and I know perhaps this way the story is written a lot of times, and people don't take the time to go and read the story. Actually, like you say, they read the clickbait. But I think that's where I got to come in and do my job and say, man, let me post this story and let me clarify it on my Twitter account to my followers and let them see what I really think about this person. I saw some stuff go up not too long ago, and it was about Hangman Page. I've never met Hangman Page before. I never met him. I never spoke with. Then again, maybe I did. I don't know if I did on the Jared Cruz or not. If he was on there, but I might have been drinking. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I don't know him well enough to speak ill about him at all. I've watched him on television. I watched him do a thing, and normally when he comes out, he does a good job. It's nothing for me to talk about a whole lot about Hangman Page. Honestly,
right.
You know what I mean? I might talk about the Brooks and Dunn shirts that he wear, but hell, I started my career with a Brooks and Dunn shirt on.
It's true.
So my thing is, someone would say something about Hangman Adam Page and attribute that quote to me, and there again, guys, that's really how the person really felt about Hangman Page, but they needed somebody to throw it off on, and those are the people you need to watch out for. Those are the people you really need to watch because they could be talking about you and attribute it to me. Mm-hmm. That's the thing you got to watch out for.
Yeah. So, do better. But the thing is, anybody out there gets anything inaccurate, be ready to be put on blast. It's coming. You'll get tagged and you'll get dragged. It's about what's going to happen.
Bottom line, man. But
You know what I mean?
I know we got to take a break in about a minute, but what else is going on in the world?
Well, we do have super chats to get to that I've been saving here for the
all in this final hour, in this final break here.
We're going to get all the super chats in the final segment. So if you have a question for us, make sure you super chat it in. We're about to answer them all right now and get to them as we march forward to our Christmas Chaos event. One more time, guys. December 10th is night one. The George R. Brown Center. We're going to have Booker T's Christmas Chaos Toy Drive is a part of the action. And Ninja Mac versus Geno's going down. Also a triple threat match for the Reality Wrestling Diamonds Division Championship. Rachel Rose, Promise Braxton, and Hyun all do battle on Friday night. And then Gino Ninja Mac. And then Saturday, championships on the line. Chaos will reign supreme in Texas City.
Yeah. But Chaos will begin on Friday night, guys. Trust me. I'm putting this whole thing together. And I already told Will all day, your ass jumping off something. All right. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Between these two. The top. Oh my goodness! An elbow and a forearm right to the face and another one, and that's a stunning elbow to the face. Oh, and look at this, she just raking Angela's face across the middle. Oh my goodness, that's hard to watch. Oh man, what does she think? Oh no. Top rope suplex, superplex from the champion. If enough damage hasn't been done already to Angela, that has got to be the exclamation point. She's looking for the 450. Oh! From the top rope, she's calling for shooting star press. Shooting star press. Cover 1, 2, 3.
Sucker. Shoop. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Had to get one shup in there before we get rolling here. I know you said we got some super chats, right?
Yes, sir. So let's get to them right now. Let's start off with James Foreman.
Super chat.
Could it be Jeff Hardy is maybe so banged up from injuries? At what point is enough prayers for him? I think it's a conceivable possibility.
Sure.
Let me tell you something, man. Hell yeah, it could be from that. I remember, I would tell you, I don't know what pay-per-view it was, but it was in when Jeff Hardy was in TNA. They had a cage match. He fell off the damn cage, hit the cage door, fell on.
Yeah.
Remember that? I thought Jeff Hardy, I thought a lot of you young guys, you know, you may not know who I'm talking about right now, but he reminded me of Evel Knievel. Okay?
The famous Daredevil.
The famous Daredevil, bro, where he broke every bone in his body. He jumped here in Houston, Texas at the Astrodome and fell, and he should have died. That's what I think about Matt Hardy. I remember Evil's last jump. He took a bump, and he got up, and he wouldn't even go to the ambulance. He had to go to the microphone just one last time, and he said, I want to thank everybody for coming out here, ladies and gentlemen, but Evel Knievel will never, ever jump again. And that's what I think Jeff Hardy is right now, man. He needs to stop thinking about jumping and whatnot and pushing yourself. You can only push yourself so far because, we're only human. So definitely a great question.
All right, this one comes in from Roger.
Super chat.
The fans win with all the wrestling. I'm from Belfast. Yeah, there's a lot of great wrestling on TV right now, and I think the fans win.
Yeah, the fans win. I mean, it's really all about giving the fans great shows, great content. like I say, man, remembering those stories, I really believe in wrestling, being able to capture that again. I was, and I'm not just saying this because I'm old school, guys. I'm not that old school. I'm just a generation before these guys, honestly. Um, and I remember what it was like, man, as far as those crowds, that adrenaline rush, that euphoric feeling that we got just getting to the arena, going out there to perform in front of those thousands and thousands of screaming fans. And that's, when The Rock used to say that, man, I used to love it when he used to say, and the billions. I mean, it was real.
And billions.
I'm serious, man. I used to love that, man, because people talk about how the Rock first started doing that promo. They heard Mark Henry talking about it. He was saying the thousands of people in the arena, and somebody told him, "Nah, man, say the millions, man." Watching around the world, and that just sounds so freaking awesome, man.
Right.
It's just wrestling. So yeah, man, the fans win.
All right, we have another one coming in from Cali Toenail.
Super chat.
BT Boat, what up? Do you guys like Brock Lesnar talking for himself in all the segments he got on Friday? I love Brock, always did, but why you think the fans that was just booing him for a few months ago are cheering for him now? Wagon hoppers.
I think they're wagon hoppers, of course, in professional wrestling. It's always been like that. You could be a heel one day, you could be a babyface one day, but with an exclamation point behind that, Brock Lesnar is showing that he's got some charisma, man. He's quick wit. He's actually likable. He seemed like someone you can actually sit down and have a beer with. And the thing is, I've experienced that with Brock Lesnar, where nobody could get the bartender to keep the bar open, and Brock Lesnar walk in and have one little small conversation, and next thing to know, the beer is flowing for the rest of the evening. I'm serious, you know what I mean? So he has that kind of effect. We just never had. You know what? It's like I remember watching Carlito as a heel, and then Carlito, he was a heel for the longest, and then Carlito turned babyface. And he went out and did a moonsault. And I was like, the hell? I never seen you do that before. And then he was doing all kind of stuff. When you don't have to, I say, why do it? When you got someone like Paul Heyman to talk for you, let him do it. So when you do it, that just carries you just a little bit further as far as a career go. And I say that from experience there again, being in a tag team with my brother, and then moving to singles wrestling. And I almost became like a totally different person when I became a singles wrestler. So I think holding on to that to now has been beneficial to Brock Lesnar, because he definitely seemed comfortable in the ring on the mic.
Yeah, I think that, look, Brock, we've seen him in years past be entertaining. He knows even the boombox when he was Money in the Bank champion, or Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank holder, or whatever they call it. He was entertaining then. He knows how to be an entertainer, but I think that the image that he wanted to portray, and it was a very kind of old school idea to do, is I want people to think that I'm unlikable. I want people to think that I don't like anybody. I don't know how to have fun. All I want to do is go out there and kill, right? And he allowed that to be the narrative, and he's like, look, people think this. Let me not screw it up because it's selling tickets. It's selling tickets right now. You know what I mean? Like, let me not screw this up.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Why, do something when you don't have to, but my thing is this: you would know very, very quickly if you didn't like what he was doing right now. You say, man, Brock's sucking what he's doing right now. But me personally, I don't think anybody feels that way when they watch Brock do his thing, as well as him doing his thing the way he does right now. I don't think anybody want to run up on him and say, hey, man, this, that, whatnot, and the other, because, hey, he's still Brock Lesnar at the end of the day. So, yeah, man, I like it. And I'd say let's get more of it.
And, he did the thing that sometimes you do. He came back and he looks different. Right. And so you don't see him. You still see him as Brock Lesnar, but he's a different looking Brock Lesnar. So you accept him acting different. He's wearing a flannel. He's got a ponytail. He's got a beard. We've never seen Brock look like that in WWE. He's always been straight faced, buzz surfer cut, fight shorts. bouncing around.
Rest assured, when the bell ring, you're going to see the same Brock Lesnar.
Hell yeah. Someone's going to Suplex City.
I bet you that. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, that and I talk about that too. At the end of the day, you're going to see the same Brock Lesnar.
All right. Here's our next one.
Super chat.
Stellar Justin Lopez, AEW table spot. I thought it was unnecessary. Cody and Andrade didn't have a blood feud. Malachi Black maybe, but not Andrade. I wouldn't book something like that on TV. That's pay-per-view blow-off match booking. That's what Lopez says.
You know, man, I must say I got to disagree with him. Sometimes shock value is cool. Brandy running in there doing it. You know, people may not want to give Brandy any credit, you know, as being a part of Cody Rhodes' team, but she is. And I can just imagine, you know, if I was doing something like that and Sharmell, after not being seen for a while, ran in and boom, it happened. We did something like that. You know, sometimes to set something up and do it is overkill, I think. Sometimes you got to surprise the crowd and give them something that they didn't think that they were going to get. And then I say this at the end of the day, man, that table should have been pretty hot, and Cody looked like he, you know, going to feel those burns for a minute, you know, because some of that table looked like it stuck to his back. When you're willing to go through stuff like that for the fans, man, you know, hey man, I can't hate on it. To be honest, I can't say it was the wrong thing to do because hell, you know, in reality of wrestling, trust me, Friday night you're gonna see something, and it might be a burning table.
It very well may be. It very well may be. All right. So those are definitely the super chats today. Now back on the AEW thing. Well, actually not AEW, WWE. What do you think about Edge and The Miz? Because right now they've actually kind of mirrored the in some ways the CM Punk MJF promo. You know, they came back, and that's when Edge mentioned people got to mention your name, Miz, on other shows just to get a reaction. But now it seems that these are the two guys. They're heading toward a feud. And I have nothing wrong with the feud, by the way, at all. Not who I expected Edge to come out and wrestle, because, you know, Edge and Miz, I believe, had to have crossed paths prior to Edge's layoff. But I'm still happy about it. What do you think about these two?
Well, I tell you, like you say, not the two you thought you were going to see. I can concur. But I must say this, man, and I think about this all the time, especially when you got a guy like Edge, he's done so much, man. Edge has nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove at all. But to be able to show these guys how to go out and perform and tell a story and make the fans become invested in what we're talking about here, because we all know what this thing is. We know what wrestling is, but our job is to go out there, just like a great actor, is to make you believe that this movie, you know, you want to go, you know, see it again. You want to see it when it's on reruns. You want to keep watching it. And Edge is doing a hell of a job schooling someone like me. Is the stuff that he was talking about, it was real, man. It was heartfelt. It was like, bro, it was almost like, bro, I'm trying to help you here. You didn't get it. You don't get it now. You didn't get it back then, and you damn sure don't get it now. You know, it's one of those type of deals. And I can see, you know, the story with Miz, you know, talking about being kicked out of the line. All of that stuff is real, you know, and but Edge probably wasn't one of those guys, you know, that was a part of that group that was kicking his ass out of the locker room. Just like I wasn't a part of those guys that was, you know, I always tried to bring Miz up, even though he was sitting outside getting dressed. Oh, don't worry about it, bro. You're going to make it in there one day. I always tried to boost him up. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Edge was one of those guys too. So I like the story. It's a great story. And hopefully everybody get on board and start, you know, trying to create more stories like that one right there, just like the Roman stuff right now with Brock and, you know, the head of the family. Everything right now, everybody needs to start thinking about how we can get better, because the race is on, dog. And we're going to keep talking about the race. You run faster. with somebody chasing you. And right now, the chase is on.
Chase is definitely on. One other thing I want to ask you about Johnny Gargano. Right now it's kind of a will he, won't he re-signing to WWE. He worked his last contracted match Sunday at War Games for NXT TakeOver. Do you think that Johnny, now the rumor is that he also might re-sign with WWE and do kind of a player coach role at the Performance Center, helping train guys and working a more limited schedule? Do you think that we see Johnny Gargano back in WWE, or do you think he goes to AEW?
Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah, Johnny Wrestling. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on what's going to happen with Johnny Gargano, if he's going to leave or if he's going to stay. All right. But I tell you, if he did leave, trust me, Carmelo Hayes will step right in there and take his spot and keep on rolling, Jack. That's the way it is inside the Hall of Fame. Get some, want some, but your ass better be big enough and bad enough to take some. Hey, guys,
before we go, real quick, Roland Curtis says Hogan, Flair, Taker, Steve Austin, Rock is my top 5. My next top 5 is Brett, Shawn, Booker, Angle, and Jericho. Honorable mentions: Savage, Triple H, Ron Simmons, Cena, Orton, and Lesnar. There you go. Okay.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the shout out, most definitely, because sometimes it's hard. It's hard for a brother to get some credit in this business, man. But I want to thank all you guys out there in the chat. Brad, it looked like you still got something you want to say.
No, that's it.
Good? You good?
I'm good.
Well, thank you for being here as always. And boom, same place, same time tomorrow. We holler at you guys. Peace.
Can you dig it, you sucker?